That's quaint.
These texts are treason, and no one convinced the full sentence getting to King John. By the name of heaven, I challenge thee, rivaling our painful at combat to thine honor.
You best not accuse me of crime. I am the law here.
Yeah, we are the law. If it is a crime to resist tyranny, then I guess we all are traitors.
Then let's speak frankly, Gideon de Renault. First, you need to accept that we're loyal. We'll pay our taxes, our fair share to the crown, because England is our homeland and we want to be governed.
Yeah.
And you'll need to accept that a man or woman has to be treated as a human, not a whipped beast of burden, in order for the exchange of taxes and loyalty to work. Secondly, Will's right to call out taxes being untrue to King Richard. Now, be it you or Sir Guy behind it remains to be known, but still someone is doing wrong by the crown. Meanwhile, the greedy prince gets angrier and angrier on his borrowed throne, because his royal high thumb-suckingness is, in fact, getting less and less, which brings his wrath on our heads. We're not blind to the fact that all this gain is for you at our expense.
Yes, Friar Tuck, that fanciful story may well be.
It may. You're betraying King Richard, the laws of chivalry, and the entire kingdom.
I'm going to really enjoy getting even for that here in front of all of these witnesses. And you, ruffian, are now subject to arrest under the name of King John. Sir Guy, grab the manacles for this bright beast of burden.
Now, it's here that some stories have Robin arrive on the scene, ready to scrap with the sheriff and Sir Guy out of the blue, while in others it's the capable sellsword Will Scarlet, like here.
Time to pinch you red, wolf in the street fence, on guard.
Now, just teach him a lesson, Will. Don't lower yourself to his level.
You foolish Aranese serfs, can you not see over there? Coming in town, they're on the North Road. Those are mercenaries from Newcastle and North York, my own private soldiers. Those aren't Yorkshire soldiers. Those are bloody Vikings, insane berserkers and pillagers.
An army's an army, bud.
I'm gonna make several of rebel worms like you and this entire village. Archers, volley on me, now! Burn this village down! And burn these outlaws' village down for refusal of payment of taxes. In the name of King John, I seize these lands.
Not to chapel, you rogues. Good thing it's stone. It's everything else that's in trouble. It's awful, that villain, Nottingham.
Friar Tuck, what do we do?
Get everyone out into Sherwood. We'll take to the trees and wear Lincoln green. Raise hearts and buck off, lads and lasses. We'll make merry in the woods.
Oh, and this is just one small town, and Sir Guy and the sheriff are ranging all over, from York to as wide as Coventry. I'll have to inform my lady and her noble mother all of this. Maid Marian and Lady Fitzwarren will have some ideas, some hope, and some solutions. Until then, heaven watch over you, you poor people.
So that's how the merry band, or the merry men came to be.
Yeah.
Refugees forced from their homes?
To Sherwood Forest. Officially, the crown owned the immense forest. So, when they hunted wild game, it was considered illegal poaching.
Oh. They needed to survive.
How could they even do that to these people?
Well,
They were
They burned the
citizens.
village down.
I mean, corruption. Speaking of corruption, well, and speaking of Little John, Prince.
Woo!
Gideon Reynolds, High Sheriff, welcome. Your Highness, what did you need to call me here for, sire?
Yes, what did you tell me? Richard is on the move. Now that Leopold failed, I cannot have Richard interfere to. He must be stopped, or at a minimum, his heart need be. Am I clear?
Bloody clear. And for my advancement, your Highness?
Obviously, it will be rewarded with title of earl, a chest of gold, and that property the abbess tells me is about to free up.
The Fitzwarren land. Devastatingly delicious, sire.
Yummy! Time to find not have both shall rise.
And often, the outlaw woodsman had to resort to poaching and banishing to fill the gaps.
In lots of the movies, John is already leader of the rebel corps in the woods, way before Robin enters the picture, and he eventually takes over leadership.
Yeah, and they recruit others as they go along. Their first recruit was an accident. It was Robin himself.
It was?
Yeah.
They weren't friends at first, Little John and Robin. They were fighting against each other.
Classic comic book move. Like the Avengers. This is how I heard he met Little John.
Oh, ding!
John, have a run around. Leave me alone. Put it. But look, Rich.
Alrighty then. Stay hidden like usual. If he's fool enough to try and attack, let me have my fun, okay, Will?
Alright, but if it's two of them, I get one of them.
Good evening, good sir. I need to pass, so if you don't mind, you can return to standing there afterwards.
Oh.
I need to pass, good sir. I'm running late on a call to a lady as is.
No strangers may pass, I'm afraid. So that lady's a-waitin'. It's not my fault you're late, so save the blame. This here is my bridge.
Bridge? It's some rope and log.
Stranger, you'll be wise not to criticize my bridge skills. And wiser still to offer the toll.
Well, you're shrewd. Your friends have me boxed in. So what will it be, 100 shillings for bridge taxes?
Ooh, you insult me deep, young lord, aligning me with tax collector.
Well, if I were to insult you of someone of your size and stature, I might call you a roadblock. Oh! Listen, I'm sure we can be reasonable. Oh no, look! It's the sheriff!
Ha ha! You take me for a fool, backwoods and empty-headed. Now you're really insulting me. You little primper, let me educate you. By law, a lord may collect tolls on his roads. And seeing as this green is my home, and our loyalists, it's my land. Therefore, this fine bridge is mine, on my land. And a bridge being a road, it's mine to charge toll from you. Come now, I'm getting impatient for your money.
To become our money.
How much do you usually get?
Much. How much do we usually get?
All you have!
And a beating.
Well then, I shall just pass you.
Just pay the toll, lad. While I can stand on 2 feet, you shall not pass.
Enough talk. Tell him the terms.
Ah, yes. This is my favorite part. You do have the right to request an alternate payment. No one's quite paid it yet, though. You may pass if you can best me in a duel.
Duel, huh? Well then, I shall let you know. I can beat you in both sword and sword.
Oh, a braggart. This should be fun. Sword, bow, any weapon then?
Any weapon, as long as they're even.
Then despair, stranger. Challenge accepted. And drop your sword and bow. If you think you can best me, by all means, go grab a staff and let's get to it.
Woo!
Get him, Bridge!
As long as you stand on 2 feet,
Beat him up!
all right then. Take this, bully blockhead! Ah!
Get him! Get him! Go for the eyes!
Come on, the knees! The knees! That's my enemy! Oh, you'll feel it! I'll make sure you feel it! You overgrown timber!
You hit like an unstitched scare.
I can tell I'm winning! You're using that awful skunk breath against me!
That's
That's all you want, Princess Poppin' Jenny.
You're like an unyielding rock! I can't move you! I can't
Get
break
him!
you!
Bridge gets.
Oh yes! Very nice! You're an amazing fighter!
You yield.
Yes! Well, you said no strangers may pass. How about a friend?
You mean I see you no longer hidden under that hood of yours and we exchange niceties?
Yes, my name is Robert of Earlington, though Robin is fine.
Robin under the hood. I'm John. John Little. The lads and lasses here call me Little John.
Draw?
Good Lord, yes, draw, please. here I've been waiting for you to offer for an eternity now.
That was good entertainment.
That was.
Respect. That was epic grit and determination. You've taken my bridge, Robin, you hood.
His stubborn faith in himself had won him a friend. In half the movie stories, Robin is a veteran returned from the Crusades, so he was tempered by war.
So what was it? Bow? Sword? Staff? What was it? What was his master weapon?
Maybe his sharpest, most daring weapon was the truth. He spoke out against Prince John and the sheriff.
Ooh, or maybe it was his heart.
Either way, he was an amazing fighter, an excellent swordsman, and archer. He was like a Hawkeye or Green Arrow, but like super long ago. Wait. Maybe he was the original superhero.
Oh, I don't think so.
What about his truly magic weapon? His mind. Robin was the unexpected hero.
I always thought of Robin Hood like someone fated to great deeds, knew his destiny and lived it. You know, like another Joan of Arc or William Wallace or Hamilton. A heroic, loyal patriot descending against tyrants.
Well, tyrants like Mr. Coeur d'Leon. Well, sure, except those people were real.
Whoa. Is it Robin Hood real?
Huh?
Is he?
I mean, I hear we've all got different ideas of what this legend is, and to be fair, there are so many stories. There are centuries of embellishment, but certainly there's some true, real person behind it, right?
Yeah, some research I found said he was a noble, an earl, a person in charge of a whole region in Yield, England.
Some stories say that he was a peasant, and he only dared to speak out against tyranny because times were so bad.
Well, maybe it was something in between. One ballad said he was Robert, Earl of Huntington.
Or, Robin of Locksley, whose father recently passed away.
Yeah.
A neighbor of the noble Fitzwarren.
Ding!
Alan Dale, Mellifleur! Alan Dale, Mellifleur! I have a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Yeah.
What is it?
I've convinced the friar to meet me at my manor and invited a couple of friends. Come on. Surprise!
All you outlaws here? Why take such a risk?
Well, I heard you finally got around to asking Mellifleur the Sweet to marry you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And I can see the ring too, dear minstrel. Haven't got a chance yet for a proper wedding itself. It seems the village chapel's a little conspicuous.
Owing to the sheriff having seized all our properties and putting his soldiers up in our houses.
Yeah.
I figured I could lend my family manor, now that I'm the lord and sole heir here. And as it happens, we do have a small household chapel right here.
It's charming
Yeah, charming.
and cozy.
Yeah, cozy.
By that I mean to say small.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's just right. 2 pews, 1 altar. Each pew can hold 5 of us.
Yeah.
Plus the bride, a maid of honor, and the groom, a best man. It'll do nicely. Much can always sit on someone's lap. Young Lord Broderick, you've always been so great to us. In providing this entire party, and even this modest household chapel. These are all amazing gifts to us. But does it have a priest? Yeah?
Today, it does.
You think I'd miss this? Ha! Hello, my daughter. Hello, my son. Let's get the two of you squared away.
And they had a beautiful wedding with all the usual fancy wedding checklist items. Cake was had, flowers were tossed, Alan Dale asked Will Scarlet to be his best man, and Mellifleur's maiden of honor, who was was in fact all along the miller's daughter.
And had wanted all along to prove that she could fight against the tyrants.
And after the ceremony, the party left in high spirits, made higher by gifts and food from Robin. And little John even got a new double-bit axe. It was ideal for felling the strong oaks of Sherwood and making shelters for the merry band. Ding!
Well, Robin, we paid for the axeman, paid cook, candle maker, all the others that made today happen, from miller to farmer to pig tender. But can you dare claim to have brought these fair people some happiness?
Oh, I'd say so, Earl Robert of Huntington.
Oh, thought everyone had left. Hi, Mary, please, don't call me Earl. That was my father. To you, I am Robin. But we are, though, friends, aren't we? Lady Marian, dubious Fitzwarren.
Oh, you, no, please not be honorific. Yes, dear Robin, I dare say we might be
more than friends.
More than. I was always sweet on you, you know?
Oh, I do. But you never knew how I felt. Oh, your practice foils.
Oh.
You still willing to spar?
With you? Yeah, always.
Good luck.
On guard.
I should warn you. I've been sparring with Kate since you left for the Crusades, and she taught me a bit.
Your lady in waiting taught you something about dueling?
About fighting dirty. Yield!
Ah, yes! Curse you, I yield. That was fierce. How did you...
All I had to do was picture you as Prince John. The rest was easy. What I don't understand is, why did you do all this today, Robin?
Spent my last coin and put myself on the brink of financial ruin. Haven't you heard? The vassals and nobles are to be taxed now, and I couldn't stand the thought of half of my family's made going to that scoundrel Nottingham.
He asked my mother for my hand in marriage, you know. Thankfully, she said she'd wait to decide, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider it. If I could perhaps be useful in that role, and if I could subvert from within, as it were. Besides, it would make my mother's life easier, Rob. We are in debt.
I heard.
Just kiss already!
My mother has always been a keen supporter of King Richard, so we were very, very major contributors to the ransom fund. Perhaps too generous.
But she was offered a crusade of the Holy Land, so your payment was delayed. Your mother borrowed.
In these hard times, the only one who would lend to us
Don't say it.
was the abbess of St. Mary.
Oh.
We're now short and owe 2,000 gold. I don't suppose...
Even if I sold half my acres and this manor house, I'd not have that much. But I do have a gift for you to give your mother.
Robin, how?
The same way you got yours. A loan from the abbess.
Oh, no, Rob, no, you can't wager your land.
I can't. And by tomorrow at midnight, I will have. What's done is done.
Well then, you may have saved my mother's land, and I'm afraid I don't know how to repay you, aside from saving your life someday.
Maybe instead of the sheriff, you could consider another alternative? A man who's a true loyal to the crown and wants her mother to stay on her ancestral land and doesn't fraternize with evil nuns.
You, my good Earl, just spent all day consorting with outlaws.
Hey, they're also loyal. But us, joined in matrimony, we'd
what? Go live in Sherwood Forest, poach Prince John's venison, and await the sheriff's mercenaries to come burn us out? Aside from how I couldn't ask her to live like that, and she wouldn't ever survive that, my mother would never consent to an outlaw for an in-law.
Oh.
Mother? Mother?
It's not the money that's not important! It's the land! The land! My great-grandfather, my grandfather, and my own father, they were born and brought on this land. I set my foot to it, and I said to it, you're mine. And in answer, I'm yours. It's very hard to feel.
Oh, be not wrathful at the silent earth, Mother. We may yet have hope.
Did you all pray on it?
Of course.
Well, your daughter has a solution.
The young Earl has forced us into a new debt. A favor.
There's at least the 2,000 here and a little more besides. Bless you, Robin.
You are an angel watching over us through our lives, Robert.
Mother! I was just saying the same, Mother. Although I couldn't survive the challenge of being homeless. I'd rather be a beggar than a traitor to our honored past, like John.
But sure, but could you truly endure it? You, whose life has been practically terrible. Never want.
Hush, Mother. I'm not the delicate Norman maiden who can only sew and mend and keep the book. I can brew, mend the stable fence, and have been master of our house in all but name.
And you get the game for our roast, you can shoot almost as close to the goal as the great Earl Ross himself.
Almost.
Ha!
And she's quite good at defending herself, the lady.
Today is the day we're receiving the abbess. If she keeps her promise.
Last chance to back out, Robin.
Not for the world would I see any of you displaced.
The sheriff in Nottingham would have done plenty of that.
Down with John!
Down with John!
Sour drum!
Here. Kate, mother. Down with John and all of his lackeys.
To be honorable, we must at least honor the king, the crown itself, if not the man.
I'm not afraid of John.
And that's what scares me. Good night, Earl. Bless you.
Bye, Marion.
He is a gallant one, I suppose. I do love him. Maybe as strongly as I hate Prince John.
The next day,
Ding! The abbess and I are here to collect your land. Do. What a nice day.
Number! Fine. Here's your gold, Abbess. The bag we gave you earlier, plus this gold. Paid before the noon bell ended in full. Take it now and be off with all of you.
Wow. Marion, how in the world did you get so much? Like, I mean, yes. Where did you get
Ka-chow, baby. I told you, I had an immediate need, a good cause, one which a true knight would understand.
what? This wasn't the term of our agreement, Lady Fitzwarren. Yeah.
On the contrary, you needed 2,000 gold in hand by the last bell of noon or we'd forfeit our land. You said, let heaven provide, Abbess. We shan't try to contradict heaven.
You know, we
And 2,000 gold in hand by noon is what you have. So get off our land.
Abbess, Sheriff, it would appear
I have to agree, Your Holiness. It seems the only debtor in this room is now me.
What? You think you could just borrow from the rich and give to the poor?
Why, yes, I suppose I can, my dear sweet sheriff. After all, only an idiot would borrow from the poor. Fine.
Good God!
Oh, but you'll be outlawed, banished. How will you live?
Well, I'm inclined to like Nottingham's idea of borrowing from the rich. Ladies, let us be married tonight at a banquet and celebrate years and years to come. Secure here in your home.
So that's where he got the idea? Give to the rich? Wait, steal from the rich, give to the poor.
Yeah.
and it was how he was first outlawed. Prince John would have inspired others the wrong way. I mean, they believed that greedy and corrupt behavior was justifiable by their rank. The abbess was hardly the only one running schemes and bilking the poor.
But times were dire and the evil spread. There was a lot of work to do what was right. By this point, Robin of Locksley was better known as Robin the Hood, or just Robin Hood.
It's a good thing he was so sly. This is when he became well known.
His infamy worked to grow the legend.
He had to live by a chivalrous code. It's what King Richard would do if he was still there. The honorable code attracted new recruits. There are dozens of short stories and songs about Robin dueling someone, giving them to prove their mettle, and then conscripting them into the merry band.
Some of the stories are also a little more fun. For example, the alternate story for how Robin Hood met Friar Tuck at Allen-a-Dale.
Ding!
A price in all our heads now. The reward knows, price in all our heads now.
Hey, Nani, that's almost double what it was in winter. Well done, Sir Scarlet.
Not bad yourself, Little John.
It means we're doing something right. If we're irritating that old scoundrel, His Honor the Sheriff.
He says they're playing mercenaries and bounty hunters now, too. We'll have to be careful and stealthy.
Yeah.
The sheriff is sure to outlaw you, just as he did to me. Join our merry band?
Oh, I hate that guy. I joined gladly.
Welcome to life as a woodland outlaw.
So, what are you good with?
Balut, Madeline.
Do you perhaps know any tales of amazing fighters around here?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I know one man. Well, third of them anyway. Robert Stafford Tuck, the fighting friar of Fountain's Abbey. If the tales are true, he'd be ideal.
Robin challenged the friar to a duel and convinced the friar that Robin was truly working for good. And that's how all the merry men came to be.
Robin, some say, was only as good as the men he led, and, well, this was quite a team.
Some stories say Will was so good, he could hold 2 swords and fight 2 battles with each hand.
Okay, that's
Wait,
impressive.
but haven't we left out the others? Like Maid
Oh,
Marian?
wait. Want to know something that few people ever hear about? Much the Miller's son.
I've heard this
who was, yeah. Who was, he was famous for being a small one and a poacher or thief that Robin saved from a hanging by Sir Guy. Much the Miller's son is, in some of the oldest ballads, always a girl disguised as a boy.
Yeah, she was just calling herself that elaborate title to throw people off. Robin knew, but kept it quiet to keep her image proper for the times. So that was the whole merry band. Little John, Will, Much, Friar Tuck, Mellifleur, Allen a Dale, Gamblegold.
And Marian,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
get back to her. Marian was more inspired by Queen Eleanor than anyone other than Mistress Kate could conceive of. She did important spying and got messages back to Robin. Towards the end, she decided to help more directly engaging the tyrants and hatched a plan to distract the sheriff. She created another Robin Hood-like rogue, but one of fiction. The intriguingly mysterious Sir Ganymede!
Ganymede riled up Prince John so much he started taking matters into his own hands. And the prince, devious enough to imprison his own mother, was also devious enough to create a truly underhanded, evil trap for Robin Hood.
Down with Prince John. That crown isn't fit for your head.
That's treason, Fort Flyer, and treason will mean your head, just like your young friend. And I plan to imprison Ganymede in your Robin Hood court and shall hang as well. Sire, escape now!
Friends abandoned you, Sir Guy.
How little you know, John Riddle. I held you off to effect our safe escape, and now it is time for mine!
More my pride.
Ding!
I will be. But the lads, Robin, I'm sorry, Robin. The sheriff, the prince, and Sir Guy surprised us.
We thought we were getting the jump on them, but it was all an ambush to take Muchmelly and Allen.
that
They've sworn
terrible?
to hang them by sunset tomorrow.
We'll mount a rescue immediately then. Tonight, in the dark of night, we'll go sneak into the same dungeon as the prisoners. Here's the plan.
Oh, yeah. Friar Tuck, Little John, and Robin did manage to free the 3 squires of the merry band. But Prince John's trap sprung, and with ambitious Baroness Maudlin's help, the 3 hero leaders were overtaken and drugged.
They'd use Robin's noble sense of chivalry against him by using Maudlin as a damsel in distress. The sheriff knocked out Robin and his co-conspirators with one of the Baroness's witchy potions, and they locked him up in one of the high towers of Nottingham's impressive castle fortress.
Secret plan!
Marian was also being crafty. She'd been pretending to be friendly to Nottingham while using that castle as her secret base of operations. And her timing could not have been better.
Oh, that's Ganymede. What an amazing tale.
Oh, that one. Just what we need.
He scours the countryside looking for outlets to release and ladies to impress.
I've heard no such tales as Sir Ganymede. A girl started to use that name.
No. Not a girl. That knight can fight just as bad for my men last week. And fought the Knight of the Black Cat Tower, disarming him in 3 breaths. Caught 5 prisoners before they could hang, and no woman could ever do anything ever close to that, ever like that, ever in the million years that humans are going to be on this planet ever.
You might be surprised one day, Sir Guy.
Probably not.
Look, Robin and John.
Tied up? Some courage you have, Nottingham.
No! Escape attempt. Thank you very much. I hate escape. So the labor and thinking of everything has fallen to me. Such are the burdens of ruling the kingdom.
Your Highness, we weren't expecting you.
I am very pleased and cannot help but gloat in person. Robin Hood, clapped in iron.
Dungeon tied up?
Yup.
Not taking any chances, but why aren't you executing us?
Oh, we will. Frankly speaking, Little John, we were kind of hoping some of your little band would show up in some pathetic attempt to rescue you. But then we can spring Go to the forward flag. Thank you. Now save yourself. Me and the High Sheriff have something to settle. On guard! On guard!
Woo!
Catch me, Leggett! Sir Robin is expecting Sir Ganymede's escape, and Robin has cut Sir Ganymede free! Let's go, guys. Come on. Come on now, they're escaping, let's go! The prisoners have escaped me! Defeat the thief! Ah! Come on!
Terminal? In the keep?
Yes, Marianne.
Have you caught them yet? Marion, you like fun.
Yeah.
The guards in the west coast said to get us higher, safer ground. We ran all the way here in our panic.
Really? Sire, we should really get you somewhere safe, at least until we secure the prisoners. Oh, that scoundrel Ganymede, he's really unbelievable with the sword. To the walls! Archers, to the walls! Let's take the sword! Kill Ganymede! Kill Ganymede!
Yes, our tours around the keep have been so worth the time. I do hope you get him. Godspeed, Sheriff! Kate, I believe it's time we take our leave of Nottingham and the court. I think they made it to the woods, where me and a certain rogue knight are headed. That Robin of yours is a legend in the making, and he knows it, Mary. That's you, eh? You've arranged for his pardon already, have you? The only question is, do you love him?
Prince John was sorely embarrassed, as was the sheriff. Not long after that adventure, as Marion and Kate headed to run off to the woods, they were waylaid by bandits. As it turned out, they were hoping to run into the merry band.
Ding!
The only question, Robin, is, do you love her? We all know he's distracted by her.
Aye, but Alan and Dale is right. Love, true love, conquers all, Robin. To love. To love. To love.
I suppose instead of, defending our crown and the nation's people, we ought to just have an old Cupid take a shot at the honorable Nottingham sheriff.
Let's do
A
it.
gold
Good
arrow in
idea.
his bum is all
Yeah.
it takes to cure him of his deeds.
Yeah, that's true.
Look at you, outlawed for debt. Most earls would have left the country, been jailed, or accepted being hurt or even killed.
I think love keeps you going, Robin.
Heaven most definitely helps those who help themselves, Robin. And the gifts on you have been generous.
Oh, come now. Faint hearts never won fair lady. Good advice for you too, Little John. It seems Kate's been nearly as sweet with you as Marion's been on me. But I forgot my confidence. That's all it was.
Will I'll be Sir Ganymede.
Sir Ganymede?
Hello, Kate. Your ears burning? I was just thinking of you.
Oh, John. Your pants on fire? I think you're lying. It's good to see you, John.
Bring the strangers closer, Chance.
Oh, are you sure about this? This is the hard path to marrying your outlaw love. Nonsense. Robin would be a fool to deny us. And besides, they need a good sword fighter. Robin Hood, I present myself to you as Sir Ganymede. I heard you lead a band of outlaws, the Merry Band, here in Sherwood Forest.
And never do we, good sir, stand upon such formality.
Please, allow me to finish. I've also heard your merry band helps fight the injustices of Prince John and respects Queen Eleanor's love of the code of chivalry. Mistress Kate has helped me find you, and she wishes to also fight Prince John by joining this band.
But Sir Knight, one of the traditions we established was that each member of the merry band must be able to fight Robin to a draw. That would include Mrs. Kate and any others, I think.
I know. And as a chivalrous knight, I shall champion for all women. If I win, then any of the people of Nottingham may join this band. Men, women, and children, all. If you're threatened by my reputation, Robin of Locksley, I'll permit you to try mercy and yield now.
Locksley, how do you know that, old man?
Enough delay. You said any person must be able to fight Robin to a draw? You're gonna back out on your own rule, outlaw?
You cut him to the quick, Kate.
Will she be fighting me, or should we go at it? On guard!
I beat you when we were kids, Robin. You can do it.
When we were kids. My God, Marion?
Marion?
All right, hold, draw. Marion, I'm so glad to see you. I'd hate if you drew on the other side.
Me too.
Marry me!
Together, they were a great team.
They defeated those that were evil, the powerful and rich.
Well, I think his enemies weren't money and power. He fought against evil by going after greed itself, and those who had money and power who misused their position.
Ding!
Robin Hood and his merry band if I kill or ruin every enemy we've ever had? How will people remember that I was a pious and chivalrous rogue if I only ever enacted vengeance and never believed? No, they will hold true, and so shall I.
Your disguises as Knights Templar backfired completely, Sir Guy. The king's venison, we ate poached deer against the law, punishable by outlawry.
I'm sorry!
Hush, we still are the law. No one need know but us. We're free to write history as we want it. We fought our way out, right?
No!
I cannot believe Marion joined those traitors to the crown.
Believe it, Sheriff. He's been working with them all along. I see everything in my cauldron. Yes, I saw you burn out to harm Robin or his people. I saw Abbott where beg pity on his poor old lady. I saw Sir Guy burn the holy word united to harm Robin Hood or his people. Weaklings, traitors.
I don't see Robin Hood, nor his head. You both have failed me again.
I'm
sorry. And you promised my royal personal solution. We'll see it for you two. I'm sorry, King John. He had hundreds of soldiers.
Yeah,
Hundreds. I was wounded, Sir Percy. I was wounded. Wounded, Sir Guy?
Oh, I got better.
We fought until our weapons were broken. We could do no more. Broken. See? No more acts. Really? Broken? You each have failed me.
I'm sorry.
Yes, exactly. An archery contest. That will declare the land's best archer. It'll serve as bait to Robin Hood. As best archer, he's sure to win if he's pistols. And he's just as sure to try to slip in disguise. And I have a plan to trap him.
Down with John! Ah!
There was that archery contest.
Yeah, archery contest!
But you know how that ended up.
Yep, Robin escaped, emptied the royal treasury, and King Richard returned and removed Prince John.
So, guys, which is it? Heroic patriot protester? Danger, junkie, romantic knight, creative scoundrel, escape artist?
Historic rebellion spreader?
Superhuman fighter.
True speaker and power subverter.
Yeah, I mean, all these claims together sound like an over-the-top fantasy legend to me.
So, Ryan, shouldn't we ask why is this legend so popular?
You sound like you've got an idea.
Well, maybe. I've been reading about myths and the idea of the monument, a story that speaks to the majority of people. A hero that we all look up to, or, you know.
Like Dorothy Gale.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke Skywalker.
Oh, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Harry Potter. They're all defeaters of tyranny, conquerors of fear. They're daring dreamers. And often they have the courage to stick up for the little guy or their homeland. But
Here's what though. In all the books, ballads, movies, Robin starts out as just a regular guy.
And he was kind and charitable to the poor, even before King Richard left. And don't forget, Maid Marian marries him.
Or fights him!
Oh yeah, I saw that in a couple movie versions.
How many movies have you seen?
I'm going for all of them.
There's one last story I can share about Robin Hood, but it's sad, so be aware. Others will have to tell.
It's from a ballad called Robin's Last Era. Many years later, when Robin and Marian both had gray in their hair and years of experience, Robin and Marian and Little John and Kate were out hunting, following a rare stag.
Robin was so caught up in the chase, he was separated from the hunting party.
There he found out that the stag was an illusion cast by the witch Maudlin, who had grown very powerful and bitter in those long years.
She had never forgiven Robin and Marian for their escape. It had cost her dearly in court.
Maudlin then employed another spell that made her look like Marian, and she called for help.
When Robin was close enough, she stabbed him with a poisoned blade. Little John arrived on the scene too late. But Count Maudlin was of his staff, and she drowned in the swamp, never to be seen by any living being for the end of time.
Little John brought Robin to the prioress, his cousin, the healer.
But it was too late.
It would be over in a day, she said.
Little John, you great man, I need you now.
I shall fire my last arrow, and wherever it lands is where you'll bury me.
And Robin drew his bow as far as his dying body could manage, and loosed his arrow through the window.
Always true to its mark. Robin's final resting place.
And as promised, the hero was given a noble and epic burial at that spot.
Allendale and generations of poets and minstrels kept this story alive.
Robin Hood!
Alex, 14.
Mickey, 11.
Jacob, 11.
Jackie, 13.
Callie, 13. Hawk, 12.
Anya, 12.
Sunshine, 13.
Ainsley, 10.
Sarah, 14.
Christopher, 15.
Izzy, 15.
Valentine, 16.
Ryan, 14.
Alec, 15.
Great. We would love to answer some questions from the audience. I'm sure you've got some. So think of your fantastic, wonderful question and raise your hand, please. Come on. I know. Yes, over there. I almost said with the mask on. What's your question?
False start. False start.
Oh, man. All right. Somebody else had one. Yes. Hi. Thanks.
What's one cool thing you learned about Robin Hood?
What's one cool thing you learned about Robin Hood? Hawk.
I learned who he was.
That's who he was. Sunshine, do you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was gonna say what he did.
Alex.
Sir Guy, I had no idea he existed before this.
Yeah. Ryan.
I learned in this show there was 4 of them.
Yes, split personality disorder is very serious.
Mickey.
I learned more than the Disney movie told me.
Yeah.
Very true.
Jacob.
I learned that there was many more people who hated Robin Hood than I thought there was.
Yeah. Great. Another question from the audience, please. Yes, in the very, very back row.
What was your guys' favorite scene?
What was your favorite scene? Jackie, is your hand up or not?
Yeah.
Jackie?
Definitely when Callie came on.
Oh, yeah.
Nice lady,
Yes!
Lauren.
Easily.
Awesome.
It's the one.
Personally, the jailbreak scene is very fun because you get two fights on one another. You get the reveal of Sir Ganymede, and just generally, it's a very fun scene to do.
And don't forget the prison guards.
And the prison guards.
Rolling in the background.
Anybody else want to answer that question who has not answered a question yet? I'm just going to try to give as many people as I can. Sarah?
This isn't exactly a scene, but I liked when all of us were sort of kneeling back in Sherwood Forest in the background.
I did too.
Oh, yeah. Popcorn and beer. Let's go.
Valentine?
I like the part where Hawk goes, "No more axe."
Come on.
That is hysterical.
It's gone.
You know, speaking of Hawk saying no more axe, I don't know that maybe I just didn't remind you that your playwright is in the audience.
Oh, yes.
Hi.
My apologies.
Could you say something?
We have our playwright in the audience.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Welcome, Phoenix.
Thank you for that highly enjoyable script. It was quite fun to work through. Ryan, did we ask a question? Are you answering a question?
Yeah, I'm answering the last question.
Which was it?
The
What was
scene.
it?
The,
Oh,
which is
yeah,
your favorite
go
scene?
ahead.
I like when Robin and Marion propose to each other at the same time. That was a very good one.
It's truly, they're on the same
love.
wavelength. It's same brain level.
And the eye contact wasn't even that awkward.
I like the scene when,
You like all of them? All right, Sunshine, I'm taking your answer.
I also like the Lady Fitz breakdown scene.
Yes!
That's just the best.
That's so
Land! It was the land! The land!
I will take one more question. Come on, I know there's one in there in your brain. Who's got their hand up?
You
Oh,
know.
Phoenix?
Yes. There's a whole lot of fights, and I didn't write those into the script. So how'd that happen?
Amy.
Hey!
Sweet.
They have a lot of weapons.
You should see our basement. Yeah. It's, does anybody want to kind of answer how the fights went or anything? Did you, enjoy them?
Yeah.
If there's anybody who has not answered, raise your hand. It's okay, keep your hands up. I'm just trying to make sure I, spread the love. Isabella?
So, basically, everyone learned the basics of sword fighting, so your children did learn how to sword fight, if you're
Beware.
worried about that. We also learned how to do a fake slap, but the people who did have sword fights or staff fights in them, we basically spread each other into the sword fight group, the staff fight group. I was in both of them. And then we basically choreographed few different fights, and they're all spread out. And yeah.
Excellent. Jacob?
So I would say the fights went well overall. No one got injured.
Except for that time that I
That was an accident.
That was an
It was not in one of the fights. Your child is fine.
It's just a weird bonus. I don't know.
I feel like
A bonus?
I would say that mostly the most stressful thing about the fights for me personally is like saying your lines, like making sure you have the correct lines in your head while you're hitting someone with the sword but not actually hitting them. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. A couple other people wanted to answer that. Mickey?
It's not really an answer to the question.
Really loud.
It's never mind.
Okay, but if you think of it or know how to phrase it, let me know, okay? Valentine?
They were all the same fight.
Shut up! We don't need to know that.
You heard none of
No
that.
words that came out of Valentine's mouth.
Sorry, I'm not calling on her again. Sunshine!
While everyone was choreographing the fights, me, Callie, Jackie, Ainsley, and I think Mickey, we were all just sitting there and we were deciding whether or not snakes or sloths were better.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate sloths.
The sloths are awesome.
Because they're bored.
Sloths are better than like snakes.
Last
Snakes
answer
are
to this
least favorite.
question, Alan?
Well, it was my first time working with a quarterstaff, and I must say they are terribly well balanced.
Yeah, they're so
It's
fun.
really fun to use them.
So fun. That's my favorite weapon.
It's just a stick.
I like swords.
All right, thank you very much. These guys have a little bit of work to do before leaving, but you guys can get up and go into your audience and...
Oh yeah. Thank you. That's what
Those are for you. Yeah.
Amy said he gets signed. I make it
You did a really nice job. Looks like you remembered all your lines.
Right now, my
Yeah, that's the
There's a lot of buffer.
I'll save it for you.
Then I'm like, oh my God.
My other question was, Christopher, how'd you bulk up? Right?
Do you want me to hang on?
I'm gonna go ask Amy if I can take this again.
Oh, that's my necklace too.
Yeah, we'll go.
Do you need to do that? Oh yeah.
All right, Nick.
Anyway.